On Friday, April 12, 1861, at 4:30 a.m., Confederate batteries opened fire on Fort Sumter. This event would mark the very first battle of the American Civil War. What chain of events led the United States to this moment in history? Author Erik Larson writes a political horror story that captures the forces that led America to the brink. His new book, The Demon of Unrest, tells us that often we don't see a cataclysm coming until it's too late. Welcome to That's Life, I Swear. This podcast is about life's happenings in this world. Happenings that conjure up such words as intriguing, frightening, life-changing, inspiring, and more. I'm Rick Barron, your host. That said, here's the rest of this story. So let's talk about the book. On the evening of November 6, 1860, the United States faced a turning point as Abraham Lincoln clinched the presidency, an outcome that sent shockwaves through a nation already teetering on the edge of disintegration. With each passing day, Southern anarchists inched closer to fracturing the Union state by state, while Lincoln struggled with a seemingly insurmountable crisis. The issue of slavery ignited fierce passions on both sides, culminating in a confrontation at the pivotal Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina. In The Demon of Unrest, Erik Larson chronicles the chaotic and poignant period between Lincoln's election and the fateful bombardment of Fort Sumter. This era, marked by disastrous misjudgments, clashing egos, and relentless ambition, saw individuals suffer personal tragedies and betrayals. Lincoln himself admitted that had he known the magnitude of the challenges ahead, he might have questioned his own resolve. Central to this tension-filled story are the main characters of this book: Major Robert Anderson, the Union-loyal commander of Fort Sumter, and a former slave owner with Southern sympathies; Edmund Ruffin, a zealous and violent advocate for secession; Mary Boykin Jessup, the conflicted wife of a plantation owner torn between her marriage and her views on slavery. At the center of the chaos stands Lincoln, struggling with his untrustworthy Secretary of State, William Seward, in a desperate bid to prevent a war he fears is unavoidable, a conflict that would ultimately claim 750,000 lives. Give that some thought. After extensively researching numerous diaries, covert communications, slave records, and plantation documents, Larson crafts a political thriller that vividly portrays the forces driving America to the edge. His account serves as a stark reminder that we often fail to recognize an impending disaster until it is right on top of us. So let's talk about the author. In the world of narrative nonfiction, few authors captivate readers quite like Erik Larson. With a knack for unearthing forgotten moments in history and breathing life into them, Larson has become a classical archaeologist of sorts, excavating stories beneath the sands of time. Larson's journey to literary stardom began far from the world of best-selling books. Armed with a degree in Russian history and a master's in journalism, he cut his teeth as a newspaper reporter before discovering his true calling, transforming historical events into gripping page-turners. His written accomplishments have produced a string of critically acclaimed works, each a testament to his ability to blend meticulous research with exceptional storytelling. From the chilling tale of a serial killer at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair to the disturbing account of Churchill's wartime leadership, Larson's books transport readers to pivotal moments in history, offering fresh perspectives on events we thought we knew. In his 5 best-selling books, Isaac Storm, 1999, The Devil in the White City, 2003, Thunderstruck, 2006, In the Garden of Beasts, 2011, and Dead Weight, 2015, Erik Larson has avoided history's A-list of the famous and the powerful for that next tier. Instead of retelling the exploits of gods and kings, he finds stories that can still surprise you. But Larson's talent extends beyond the written word. His foray into audio storytelling with a ghost story novella showcases his versatility as an author. When not crafting bestsellers, he shares his expertise with aspiring writers, nurturing the next generation of storytellers. Now residing in Manhattan with his wife, a neonatologist, and an author in her own right, Larson continues to explore the depths of history, always in search of the next untold story waiting to be brought to light. With each new book, he invites readers to join him on a journey through time, proving that the past is anything but dull when seen through his eyes. Now, what drew my interest in reading this book? Erik Larson's latest work delves into the tumultuous period preceding the American Civil War, offering readers a fresh perspective on a pivotal moment in history. As an avid reader of both Larson's work and Civil War literature, I found myself captivated by his unique approach to historical narrative. Larson's storytelling skills shines through as he unravels and weaves together seemingly minor details that breathe life into the events of the past. His meticulous research and engaging prose illuminate the chaotic 5-month span between Abraham Lincoln's election and the Confederate attack on Fort Sumter. The author paints a vivid picture of a nation teetering on the brink of catastrophe, beset by a perfect storm of misunderstandings, inflated egos, and ruthless ambition. Larson's narrative skillfully captures the personal tragedies and portrayals that punctuate this critical juncture, bringing to light the human element often overlooked in broader historical accounts. Lincoln's own words underscore the gravity of the situation in this book, as he confessed that had he known the magnitude of the trials awaiting him, he would have doubted his ability to endure them. This poignant admission serves to emphasize the extraordinary pressures faced by those at the helm during this turbulent era. What can we learn from the story? What's the takeaway? The Demon of Unrest offers profound lessons that resonate with today's world. It highlights the dangers of deep political divisions and the catastrophic consequences that can arise from a refusal to accept election results. The narrative underscores the peril of complacency and appeasement in the face of existential threats, showing how attempts at civility can sometimes fuel larger conflicts. Through its detailed exploration of the chaotic months leading to the Civil War, Larson's book reveals the complexities and challenges faced by key historical figures. It serves as a very powerful reminder that history often offers no easy answers or clear paths forward. Even with the benefit of hindsight, it remains difficult to determine what actions might have averted the bloodshed. Ultimately, the Demon of Unrest teaches that vigilance, humility, and a willingness to confront hard truths are essential for navigating turbulent times. Larson's masterful storytelling not only brings history to life, but also prompts us to reflect on the critical importance of leadership and the delicate balance required to maintain a nation's unity. Well, there you go, my friends. That's life, I swear. For further information regarding the material covered in this episode, I invite you to visit my website, which you can find on Apple Podcasts, for show notes and the episode transcript. As always, I thank you for listening and your interest. Be sure to subscribe here or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss an episode. See you soon.